Good morning, everyone.
Hey!
We are the Tylers, and we're here to talk Tyler football, sort of, kind of, straight out of the basement. My name is Q.
I'm Viv.
This is Viv. As you can see, I am a big-time Giant fan, and
The Buffalo
she
Bills
is
Mafia.
a Buffalo Bills maniac fan.
No, maniacs. We're the
Well,
Mafia.
maniac, mafia,
No, we're the
tomatoes,
Mafia.
tomatoes,
Listen,
tomatoes.
you know what?
Anyway,
We're just us being us. That's
just
all.
us,
Just
us being us.
Right here in our basement.
Right here in
no
our basement.
frills, bare bones.
Just
in the basement.
The facts.
That's it. That's it.
And of course, we're going to have fun doing this.
Yes.
And we'll be coming at you every week.
Every week.
At least through the end of the season.
Yes.
And we're going to talk football.
Oh, my goodness.
And a couple other little things.
Yes, yes, yes.
So please join us. And remember to subscribe when that time comes.
Yes.
All right. So let's get it started. But a little background first. And would you like to do a little background for us?
Yes, yes. So I'm from Buffalo originally.
And I'm from Stratford, Connecticut.
Yes. And I have been so excited about this season. It's long overdue for Buffalo. We've been to the Super Bowl 4 times, and, you know, it's been kind of disheartening, but we never gave up faith on our team. We love our team. I can't say enough about the town. You know, we're diehard fans. We are hardworking people. You know, nobody gives us. We were never glamorized like New York City. You know, they look at us like, you know, hey, you're Buffalo. Where's Buffalo? Well, let me tell you where Buffalo is. We're Western New York. No, it's not that far away. We're Western New York, and we are not far from Niagara Falls. So we're way in, way over there, Western New York. Beautiful town. If you get a chance to go, beautiful town. Good people, hardworking people, and you know, we just want to. We support our own. We support our own. Love the Bills. Go. There's some people who are waiting to die for. You know, they just want the team to win before they die. You know, and they do. Yeah, they do. And you know, I can't say enough about the team. I can't say enough about the city. And if you get a chance to go,
I've had the opportunity to go, and when I did go a few years ago, for the first time, I had seen Niagara Falls. Pretty excited to see that. But, you know, I got to tell you, we recently went to back to Buffalo for a few days, and it's everything Buffalo.
Oh, jeez.
My God. Everything the Bills. Everywhere you go. Billboards. Traffic signs.
Merch.
I mean.
Merch up the Wang. Merch.
Buffalo signs on establishments.
That's how we do.
That you wouldn't think a Bills sign would be on.
Well, you know what?
Buffalo Bills.
Let me say this, hon.
God.
Hon, sweetie. Okay. That's how we do. Okay, that's it. That's how we do. Wegmans, beautiful store in Buffalo, started in Rochester some years ago. Every aisle, Bills merch. They even have a section, Bills merch. T-shirts, baby clothes, house shoes, robes, everything. It's fantastic.
And she's not lying. It's exhausting. It's nauseating.
No, it's beautiful.
But you know who I feel bad about is the Sabres. I mean, what happened to them?
They had a section. I mean, after all, I think they had a
small little section.
They had a shelf.
I mean, does anybody go to the hockey games anymore?
And you know, the owner of the Bills, the owners, the Pergulas, I forgot I pronounced the name. They own both teams.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
good for them.
Buffalo. It's a juggernaut. It's just fabulous city.
That's good for them.
I just can't. Okay. I could talk all day.
All right, enough. Let's move on.
We didn't have a toast.
Oh yes, let's start.
Now my husband is a beer guy. He's a beer.
I'm gonna tell you. I am representing today. We're talking about Two Roads IPA.
Aren't they out of Connecticut?
Yes, they are. Out of Stratford, Connecticut, as a matter of fact.
And oh, honey, that's wonderful. And I have my Prosecco. Refreshing. Prosecco. My Prosecco.
Yeah, Prosecco, whatever. What is that?
Oh, can everyone see this glass? Oh,
they might can't see it from the lights in your head.
You know what? Let me turn this off. Is it distracting?
No.
Okay.
I just want to put that in there.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
This my little flute glass is so lovely. It has snowflakes. Yeah, snowflakes like Buffalo, the motherland.
We got plenty of snow in Buffalo.
So I've got my Prosecco and I've got snowflakes. What's better? Nothing. Nothing's better. Cheers.
I guess not.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
And,
to our
to our
first
first
show.
show.
From our basement.
From our
Our
basement.
little show from the basement. Cheers, honey.
Okay. Let's start with last week's games.
Yeah.
And we'll start with Buffalo since they won. And they play the Packers, the Cheeseheads. And they beat a Packer team that's not that good this year. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
Buffalo even themselves admitted that we didn't play well in the second half. You won that game, okay?
Well,
and you beat the Packers.
Yeah.
And again, it was a good Josh Allen game.
Well,
except for
of
the
course,
second half.
Of course.
And
I mean, he can't do any wrong.
After all,
The man can't. He's a superstar. I've heard. Listen, people are saying he's going to be the MVP this year. We're touted to go to the Super Bowl. Some guy on some team said he's like Hercules or the Hawk. He's got the arm of a hawk. And I ain't seen no player. He can run. He can jump. He can tackle. He slides in like one of those water slides in the park. He slides and it's amazing. It's amazing. I love the young man. Such a lovely young man. But anyway, back to the game. We played, and with no disrespect to any friends of mine, I have a very dear friend who is from Wisconsin, and they love their cheeseheads, but we won, and it was the last few minutes. I have to say, I had a little angina. My heart was palpitating. I just get nervous when we're so close, and you don't want anything to go the other way.
Of course.
But we won.
And that's being a fan. You won. And I think you kind of won even before the end of the game. Well, but you know what? We're not going to even discuss that because the Packers was just maybe a little tune-up for their game coming up. But before we get into that, we got to talk about the G-Men, the Giants. Yeah. Okay. Now,
what is this?
Now, hold on.
What is
56, this? The greatest Giant ever, LT.
Who?
Lawrence Taylor, if you didn't know.
The guy that was on Dancing with the Stars?
Dancing with the Stars.
With the pirate earring?
Yeah, that was him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them have tried Dancing with the Stars. I mean, that's one of my wife's favorite shows.
Is this too distracting?
Oh, just turn it off, please.
Okay, I'll turn off my hair.
Enough of the Bills there with the lights. Okay, but anyway, the Giants, the G-Men.
Yeah.
They did lose last week, and now they are, of course, 6-2.
Yeah.
But basically, the Buffalo Bills are 6-1.
Yes, we're 6-1.
They are expected to be 6-1. I want you to know. They are expected to go all the way to the Super Bowl and win it this year. They probably should have did some last year, but or 13 seconds happened.
Here.
But no.
I don't want to talk about last year.
We're not going to talk about
the 13 seconds
right
against
now.
Kansas City because it's still PTSD.
I'm sure it is.
I can't even, when I write numbers, I don't even write 13. I go from 9 to 11, 12, 14. I just
and that's why elevators not have.
No, I can't. I just can't do it.
Okay, the Giants. Now, they came up against the, what do you call them?
Who?
Seattle. They lost to Seattle.
Oh, they played the Giants against the Mariners.
No. See, that's just it. This is
the
Slew,
Seattle
Seahawks.
Slew. Who are they?
The Seahawks.
Oh, Seahawks.
You've got to learn the other team's names.
Okay.
If you want to be a football fan. But anyway, they did lose. Geno Smith is having the year of his life, and by the way, the New York Jets had drafted Geno a few years ago.
Yeah.
They didn't keep him, and that probably was their mistake.
What does that say?
Well, it says that he, there could have been a few things going on there, but I'm not going to talk about them yet.
Okay.
We'll talk about them for your upcoming game.
Okay.
Today,
yes.
As a matter of fact. But anyway, the Giants, again, Daniel Jones, Saquon. They did the best. It was one of those games that, Seattle, I got to tell you, it's tough to play in that stadium. It is so loud.
Have you been in the stadium?
Not in Seattle Stadium, of course.
I know it's tough to play in there.
Oh, it's tough to play in there. That's what every opposing team says. That's what, when you hear the noise, that, the magnitude of that noise is really tough. But then again, it's an away game.
Yeah.
Teams have won in Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to make that as an excuse. Let me finish. So, but anyway, the Giants, that was their game last week. They lost. Now they're 6-2, and they get back. Now, they weren't expected to be 6-2 at this point in the season.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you, the Giants are well on the way to not only making the playoffs, but making a little run there. And that's how I feel because I'm a G-Man fan.
Yeah.
And so let's also talk about next week's games, or not next week's games, actually today's games.
Let's not rush it. Today's
I'm
games.
sorry. The Giants have a bye this week, so we're not going to talk about them.
But before we do that, I just want to share with the people, some of my frustration. So last week, my Bills played against the Cheeseheads. And it was going pretty good. The last third, I think they could have played a little harder, but a W was a W. So we're down here in a little humble basement, right? I look over. This one's sleeping, snoring. I'm thinking, it was a late game. It came on at 9 o'clock. And he's sleeping.
I was taking a little
this was a little disrespectful.
Oh, it wasn't disrespectful.
Because when our Giants, or whatever their name is, when they're on, I try to hang in there.
No, you don't hang in there. You are laid out flat.
Right.
Okay? You don't even know what happened and don't really care, do you?
Well, have we shared about my love of, you are I don't think we've talked about this. You know the game. Oh, excuse me. You know the game. I know you're sorry about. I don't know the game. Okay, you played sports in high school. You played football. I touched the volleyball once, and that was it.
But you were a cheerleader.
No,
like that?
I was the drill team.
Oh, drill team.
I was Kensington High School drill team, and so that was the extent of my being on the field.
Yes.
Okay, and we were so busy laughing, I wasn't even paying attention to the game. But that's neither here or there. That's many, many years ago. So
many years ago.
Yes.
Okay, so again, Giants, Buffalo.
Yes.
And we wish them well today.
Yes.
But they're going against the Jets, the Jets, Jets.
When you're a Jet all the way.
Oh, let me tell you, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
And don't get too big in your britches. Buffalo Bills fans, the Jets just might beat you. Now they're having a good year too. They are 5-3.
All right.
And yes, they're 5-3.
They're
not expected to be 5-3.
Oh,
but at the same time, not 5-3 at this point in the season.
These nuts are good. Would you like some?
No, not right now.
Okay.
But anyway, that game is on momentarily.
Yes.
So before we go, of course, that game will be on in a few minutes or so. But let's go on and move on to some of the.
I just had a thought. We're playing the Jets today.
Yes.
Buffalo Bills play the Jets, and I'm always intrigued, amused by the fan base names. Now, of course, there's no better fan base than the Mafia. It's just I won't belabor it, but when you know.
Yeah, you know.
Now we're playing the Jets, okay, and the Jets. I just think the name. It's pretty lousy. Their fan base. It's kind of nasty.
Wait, is the name lousy or is the fan base lousy?
No. The name. I don't want to disrespect the fans, but I just think the name is really nasty. I mean, it kind of sounds like gangrene infection, a disease, pussy.
It's not gangrene. It's gangrene.
But gangrene. It just still represents something that's not too. I don't know. If I was a Jet, I'd change the name. I just.
Well, what do you think about the Washington Commanders?
Oh, jeez, don't get me started. No imagination. What happened to where are creative people out there? The Commanders. That's the best they could do. George Washington going up the Hudson, whatever the river was.
It's better than the Redskins, though.
Well, yeah, we don't, because that was very disrespectful to our
Native
American
indigenous
brothers.
People.
Our who people?
Indigenous?
Indigenous.
Indigenous. That's what I said.
Our indigenous people and nothing but love and
nothing but love.
Nothing but love. It should never. Yeah.
Indigenous brothers and sisters. I said indigenous.
Indigenous. Okay, so the Commanders, I don't get it. But you know what I just heard yesterday?
What's that?
That Bezos and Jay-Z are bidding to buy the Commanders.
Really?
Yeah, isn't it something?
Well, good for them.
Hova.
Because what's his name?
Hova
is actually putting the team on the market.
Who? Michael Jordan?
No, not Michael Jordan.
He owns
the owner of the Washington Commanders right now. His name eludes me because I really don't follow the Commanders that much.
Wow.
They're in the same division as the Giants.
Yeah.
And therefore, hey, When's the last time they had a good year?
I don't know.
Probably as long as we had a good year.
Probably last time President Washington was commanding
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Revolutionary Army,
That wasn't a good
the
one.
Revolutionary War.
Okay.
The name is so non-creative, but no disrespect to our nation's capital. But,
Okay, well, let's talk about a couple of NFL personalities that have come to mind and have been in the news.
Oh my God, I can't.
And everything like that. And I want to start with Tom Brady.
Oh my God.
Oh, Tom, he's still the GOAT. I mean, after all, I'm not a New England fan again because Boston, Celtics, New England, I'm a New York fan for all things New York. Yeah. But he still is the GOAT. And what can we say?
Well, I can say a lot.
I'm sure you can.
I can say a lot. Now, like you said, my dear husband, we live 3 hours from Boston. Boston's a beautiful city. I just love this. I like the history of the town. I like this town. And I'm not gonna lie, I never was a Patriots fan. Take them or leave them.
You call them the patty cakes.
The patty cakes, the peppermint patties, whatever the name is. I don't know. Take them or leave them. But I do love the city. I hear the great Italian food, and I just love the culture. It's a beautiful city. A beautiful city. But Tom, I can't, with no disrespect to anyone watching who's a patriot, peppermint patty, I was never a Tom fan. I just thought that, how many rings does one person have? And there's a little sense of arrogance. Maybe it was me. Maybe, and I don't want
of any player.
Well, yeah, but he just had a swag about him that I just couldn't relate to.
So I guess you're against him playing this one more year, which may have caused.
Oh, jeez. Listen here. I don't. Unfortunately, 13 years. Him and the wife, Giselle,
the soon to be
beautiful Brazilian woman, Gisele Bündchen. Anyway, I don't understand, and none of my business. Okay, we're just talking, patting amongst ourselves. If the man told his wife that was the last season, right? Okay, she was in her headspace. Her headspace said, he's coming home. He's coming home. The kids, daddy. And then, I don't know when the timeline was, Tommy decides to go back. And did he bring Gronk? What's his name?
No, he didn't bring Gronk. Okay. Gronk was smart. He said, hey, he had a big old party in the casinos. I mean, Gronk came back that year and helped them win it all. Yeah. And Gronk said, this is really it for me.
Well, I just, with no disrespect to the Bradys, and God knows, I feel for the children. The bottom line, I feel for the babies. Divorce ain't easy, okay? Money, not no money. I feel for them.
But who's affected?
The babies, the children. And you know how I feel about that.
But
so Tom,
my feeling is, sometimes we just really don't know what really was going on in that household.
Well, of course we don't, sweetheart.
So, therefore, I always tend to think there's a little bit more than
what do we know? We're over here in Connecticut.
Well, yeah, but what do we know? Still, there's a little bit more than meets the eye. And that's just what I feel. But let's move on to another one of your favorite players, Russell Wilson.
Oh, my goodness. What a nice, lovely young man. Now,
lovely young man.
Russell Wilson, to me,
oh boy,
he just epitomizes, he represents good. He represents wholesomeness. Always looks so nice in his attire. He has his hair just kind-hearted. He does a lot for the community when he played, what was it, Denver? Seattle. He played Seattle. Now he's in Denver, I believe.
He's in Denver.
And the humidity and the altitude, I'm concerned with him for that because, headaches and passing out. But I'm a Russell Wilson fan. Never no hot dog moves. You don't hear him cussing, cursing, falling, smacking people upside the head. Lovely family man. Lovely family man.
Yes, he is. And, he's, and Sierra.
Well, she did well for herself.
Oh, yes, she did.
God bless her.
There's no question.
No, she did. Beautiful couple. She did well. Lovely couple. Wish them the best.
Yeah, well, Russell's not having the kind of year that he was expected to have, by all accounts. But especially with the money that he's being paid.
How much is he getting paid?
Oh, a lot of money.
Like what's lots?
Oh, lots is like 40, 50 million a year type of lots.
My goodness.
But you know what, though? I'm not crying for Russell Wilson at all.
I know we're kind of veering off a little bit.
But that's okay.
Nurses, teachers. Okay, we're getting paid. Football players getting paid, what, $40 million a year?
Listen, football players, like basketball players, like a lot of professional sport players, get a lot of money. I mean, live with it, please. Okay.
Comes along.
All right. So, before we end our segment, we have one other segment that we want to present to you every week. And basically, it's called It's a Beautiful Thing.
Beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
So take it away, Mr. T.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Okay, this is the thing. It's online a few days ago. I saw something that really touched my heart, right? About doing good, unexpected people in the NFL, football players. When this show is Tyler's Talk Football, sort of, straight out of our little basement. But this young man, his deed, honey, touched my heart. So that's why we call this segment, It's a Beautiful Thing. I think he's a retired football player, Ocho Quattro. I think his name, Ocho Quattro.
Ocho Cinco.
Oh, Ocho Cinco. Chad Johnson. He was on Dancing with the Stars too. Another one. Oh
my God.
And you know what he did? You know what Ocho Cinco did?
What did he do?
He gave $1,000 tip on a $14 order. Oh my goodness. Ooh. That waitress was spinning around. She said, "What? Is this a mistake?" Talk about a generous heart. Talk about doing for others. You know, don't keep being selfish in this life, in this world. You've been granted a gift. You can make that kind of money, and you can't take it with you. So give it away to people. Let them know how much you appreciate them. And that's why we call this segment, It's a Beautiful Thing.
All righty. Well, it's about that time.
Oh, my goodness.
Thanks for joining us. Well, it's about that time. It's about that time. Get ready for the game. Got to get ready for the Bills and the Jets.
Not this. The Bills and the Jets, but your team is not playing.
No, my team's not playing. They're having a bye, and that's good. Yeah, all the teams deserve a bye. They deserve to take a rest.
Yes, rest.
Bring it back against the Texans on the 13th. Okay. But at the same time, folks, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the games today.
Thanks for watching our first show, Tyler's Talk Football.
And don't forget to subscribe.
And thank you.
Bye-bye now.